Hey, Capricorn, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your March 2023 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. Today we'll dive into the collective energy of Capricorn, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, so Capricorn, let's dive into the key themes. For you, for the month of March, you have flexibility partnered with choices. And then you also have belief system. So a lot of signs have been getting this flexibility card. And this is about divine detours, big changes happening. Now, I don't see the tower in your reading, but I do feel like there is change on the horizon, and it's actually change for the better. So Capricorn, if you've been going through a challenging situation, if you've been going round and round in your career or in a relationship, I feel like March is the month for new ideas, for expansion, for movement. This is about going more with the flow, and any sort of resistance or challenges that you faced in the past, you're going to find that March is a month for liberation. I'm getting liberation, and they're showing me a big, beautiful bald eagle showing up. So some of you may be seeing a bald eagle either on the side of the road, flying above you, a statue of one in a storefront when you're walking by, or a tattoo that someone may have on their arm. So pay attention to the bald eagle, because I feel like that is a sign for you of liberating yourself from a situation that's been a little bit resistant or challenging. But there is going to be some big choices for you in the month of March. This is about decision making. I don't see any twos in your reading here, but I feel like you've made decisions in the past that you're not wanting to repeat this time around. So this is about free will. It's about taking a look at the options that are being presented to you because you are staying adaptable and flexible to a situation. It is about you using the resources that are available to create more balance in your world. This is you going between two stages or two energies or two circumstances or maybe even two relationships, but I feel like you're going to make a decision that's going to lead you to more abundance. You see here, Capricorn, one path is leading towards the sun energy and the other path isn't as lit up. So I also feel like you'll have clarity by going inward in the month of March, because you have belief system and you also have the high priestess showing up. So there could be truths that come to the surface that allow for change or adaptability. This could be about you taking a look at limiting beliefs. You may be praying for change, and it's happening here for you because you are doing the inner work as well. This is about reprogramming, tuning into your higher power, whatever that may be for you, working with the law of attraction, working with the universe to help you manifest more change in your life. But sometimes what we want isn't exactly what is in our highest good. And that may be why you have the flexibility showing up in your reading, because you may say that you really, really want to get this job, even though you haven't been in it yet. You may not know how the other people act or what their pure intentions are. And it may show up in your world as a rejection. And it could be because that job wasn't in your highest good, because maybe three months down the road, that company may have shut down, or there may have been a boss that you would have really just jived with in a negative way. So I do feel here that rejection is protection, but there may have been a situation that you had to adapt to, whether it was a job loss, it could have been a relationship setback or situation, because you do have the Three of Voices, which is the Three of Swords. So there was some sort of pain, disappointment, separation, or again, rejection, but it was protecting you from something that you weren't able to necessarily see. And I feel like you're no longer going round and round, because you do have the never-ending story showing up. You're doing things differently this time, and that's why you have the choice card. This is about free will, because as I always say, if you continue doing what you've always done, you're going to continue getting what you've always got, Capricorn. And now you're being more flexible, more open to change, or taking a look at things from the inside out instead of possibly the outside in. So this is going to be a very powerful month for you. Some of you may be doing more yoga. You may be more flexible within your mind, your body, and your soul, because you are tuning in to connecting with your guides, your angels, your loved ones in spirit. You're feeling more connected in the month of March than you ever have. And I feel it's because of some sort of change that's happened or will be happening for you. And it may have to do with your stability, may have to do with your heart as well, or a new relationship. But I feel like a lot of you are also getting rid of any limiting patterns that tend to self-sabotage love or self-sabotage success. So this looks to be a really breakthrough month for a lot of you Capricorns. So when it comes to the tarot here, especially the beginning, the first, the second, the third, and even that first week of March, you have the Four of Wands, which is the Four of Inspiration, and the Ace of Emotion, Ace of Cups. So there is a situation here that you are able to celebrate. Okay, you're realizing that, yeah, things didn't turn out the way that you thought they would in the past, or things may have been a little bit of time consuming for you to get to this point. But the good news is there's this new beginning that is showing up for you. And it could be a new home. For some of you, it could be halfway to marriage. You may have finally made a breakthrough change or shifted an energy within a very important relationship in your life. It doesn't have to just be romantic. It could be a relationship with a family member, a friend, a coworker, a child, a parent. This Four of Wands energy is about hitting that milestone. Okay, it is about communal achievement, recognition as well. So some of you are getting recognized for a job well done. I'm almost getting a pat on the back. It's as if spirit may be patting you on the back saying, Capricorn, you've done good. Keep going, because there's more success, more achievement for you to have here. But there's a choice coming in. Which will you choose? To stay in your comfort zone, Capricorn, or to break free from what feels familiar? Because as I always say, what feels familiar isn't necessarily what is best for us. It's just our comfort zone. It's our familiar zone. And sometimes we stay in that because that's all we know, or because that's repetitive. That's what we've grown accustomed to. There's a brand new beginning here for you. There's a new love connection. There is a new soul quenching renewal that is being offered to you in the month of March. Whether it's a love for what it is that you do and how you make a living, it could be a new relationship, a new friendship, a new romantic partnership. For others of you, this is about you filling your own cup, because in the past, you may have been that giver. You may have bent over backwards to put your heart, mind, and soul into a situation, but you felt like you didn't get anything in return. This is the month that you realize you can't drink from that empty cup, Capricorn. And there's a soul-quenching renewal because you're making that choice to do what is best for you. And you're trusting that it is in your highest good. And you're being divinely guided towards this path to take this new direction, to say yes to a beautiful brand new opportunity that is being presented to you. Now in mid-month shows up, you have the Six of Pentacles, Six of Material here with the Three of Voices, Three of Swords. So I'm sensing that through some sort of rejection, through some sort of pain, there is a blessing in disguise happening here. The Six of Pentacles is all about a gift from the universe, an unexpected resource, whether it's a grant, a scholarship, a loan, a donation, or it could be that out of the blue, this job shows up for you, or this idea shows up after a time of disappointment, pain, or loss, and you say, wow, I wouldn't have been able to start a business if I wouldn't have got fired from that job, or I wouldn't be able to really heal from the situation that I had with my parents if this person or relationship didn't come into my life and break me wide open, right? So some sort of pain is actually a blessing in disguise, Capricorn. So very, very powerful energy. And this blessing in disguise is going to allow you to break the cycle. Whatever this never-ending story was for you, whatever this pain was, they're giving me the name here. Jim Bob. Now, I don't know if it's two separate names. It could be together here. So someone may have that name. It could be the place of maybe a restaurant near you or a factory. Please take it as it resonates. We have, again, some sort of blessing in disguise showing up mid-month for you that's going to really shift and alter your life. Now, towards the end of March, you have the Eight of Swords and the High Priestess. When the Eight of Swords shows up, This is all about you clearing away a mental block, moving towards freedom, freeing yourself, releasing yourself from some sort of bondage, some sort of anchor that you felt tied down to, tethered down to, or even self-sabotage, which we talked about prior. And you're listening to your higher self. You have the high priestess here. Some of you may be going to a seer, to a psychic, to an intuitive, or you yourself may be receiving messages from the divine, from your higher power, from your own intuition. The high priestess is all about truth. There may have been secrets that may be coming to the surface, right? This flexibility, because so many people have received this, there could be something on a collective level that shows up in the month of March that alters your world, or it could be that you're finally in that energy of preparing for some of the changes that we're going to see take place in the world between now and even the next 6 years, right? Big changes. I mean, the world is always shifting and changing, but I feel that you're more adaptable to those changes instead of letting fear, instead of letting that false evidence appearing real hinder your progress, hinder your success. You're listening here to the high priestess. You're listening to the gut feelings, and you have the inner wisdom and insight. That's what this year is all about. If you've been listening to my readings, I always talk about us being in the 7 global energy. In numerology, 2023 breaks down to that 7, and that's all about inner awareness. It's about insight. March, Capricorn, may be your month that you're finally coming to this truth, this realization, this aha moment that a situation that may have been difficult or challenging was actually the catalyst for your growth, for your evolution. So a very big month for you. Now, when it comes to your finances, your career, your wealth, your prosperity, your income, you do have the Swords card and you have the Gears. The fact that you have the 3 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, if this is career related, some of you may have been fired. Some of you may have lost a job. For others of you, there was a pay cut, or there was maybe you felt like you were walking on eggshells. You may have felt defenseless or defensive. This is about law and order. There could have been a legal situation that had occurred, or you finally, after a time of waiting, because I am getting a little bit of that waiting period, you are cutting a corner. There's some sort of a breakthrough coming in the month of March, and you're recognizing it for what it was. Okay, a very, very important yet deep and challenging lesson, many of them for a lot of you, that's going to actually allow you to finally move forward. You have the Gears here. This is about money flowing freely, and literally you have money conflict or money blocks to money flow. So again, there's some shift that you are making, whether it is you making this choice or someone else is coming in and an external because of a decision you've made inward, because it starts from within. When we raise our frequency, raise our vibration to match what it is that we want, that's when we start saying yes, and the universe says yes back to us. That's when we're able to really shift, when we reprogram, when we take a look at those limiting beliefs, when you tune into your higher self, your higher power here, and the law of attraction. But we also need to go through those challenges and experiences, because sometimes, they can be difficult, but we chose to have those for our evolution, and you're realizing that this month. This is about your hard work paying off. It is about putting your plans into motion, building, whether it's building a business, building a team, taking time off in order for you to get your bearings or your ducks in a row. If you have gone through that, this could also be security, financial security, and that's been tested for some of you, especially if you did lose a situation where you lost out on money. Perhaps you had a foreclosure, you had a loss, there was a natural disaster, or something really big impacted your career. I feel that this is the month for, again, liberation, freedom, Capricorn. So really, really exciting energy coming in, especially if this is resonating with you so far with the challenges of the past. So when it comes to love, some of you, this is heartbreak. Absolutely. It says pay attention to the red flag. Some of you may feel like something shady is going on here, or something in the past may have left you heartbroken, disappointed, because you do have the Three of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Priestess. It could have been a mental story that you've played over and over and over in your head, some sort of trauma that you had endured months ago, years ago, decades ago, that may still come in and haunt you. It may block you from really opening yourself up to be vulnerable with another human being. For some of you, you may be in a relationship, a high level commitment, or a marriage with a person, and you may feel like they are doing something behind your back, or perhaps it was disappointing because of some sort of pain that they've gone through. Some of you may have also had a spouse lose a job, or a significant other as well, I'm getting. But there is red flags here. The signs are cautioning you. So if this is resonating, trust your gut instincts. Okay, now I'm not saying someone is doing something negative or bad. I mean, there certainly could be triggers coming in from the past, but you must pay attention to the red flags and make a choice on how you want to handle that. All right. We have a wedding here. For those of you that are looking to enter into a high level commitment or a contract, I feel like this is the month for you to let go of an old story so you can raise your vibrations and match and mirror someone who is worthy of respect. And you receive this in return because you have the Six of Pentacles. This is reciprocity. Someone you may be attracting or entering, they've been hurt as well. So you want to make sure here that you're not just getting into a relationship because of trauma bonding, because that can be a thing. Sometimes someone's hurt, you're both feeling that vibrational frequency of pain, and you come together. I mean, if that's what you want and that's what you need at that time, by all means, you have free will here, Capricorn, but pay attention to any red flags that may arise. But I am sensing if you're looking for a higher level of commitment, raise those vibes as high as you can, because when you are in an energy of happiness and love and laughter and enthusiasm, it doesn't mean that you're never going to have a negative day or a bad day, but when you let go of maybe the victimhood or the self-sabotage, or you get out of your own way to give the universe breathing room to work its magic and bring in a soulmate. Because sometimes we can have someone right in our energy, right? It could smack us right in the head, but we wouldn't even realize it because we're looking the other direction. And I feel like there's a brand new opportunity for you coming in if you're looking for love. One where you will attract a different type of relationship. If you keep attracting the same pattern, the same type of people, or you keep going back and forth between someone in and out, I feel like you're changing that up, switching it up, or making a decision, a conscious choice to do something else, because you don't want to keep doing what you did. You'll get what you got. And a lot of you want something new. All right, let's take a look and see what the soul is really trying to tell you and get your attention on. Are you clear on what your soul really wants? So this is the energy of you making sure what you want is in your highest good, because sometimes we want that relationship. Is it in our highest good? Why do we want that? Do we want it because it feels familiar, because it feels comfortable, even if it's not healthy? Do we want to stay in that job that stresses us out to the max and is bad for our mental, our physical, and our emotional health, but we want to stay in it because maybe it's a high paying job? Really take a look and get clear on what your soul wants and if it's beneficial to you. Take out the shoulds and the limitations. Get out of your head and pay attention to your heart's desires instead. If you knew it was impossible to fail, what would you do? Wherever you go, Capricorn, go with all your heart. Today is soul action. Ask yourself, what is it that your soul really wants? What does your heart crave? Then take one step in that direction. Perhaps if you get clear on what your soul really wants, you want a relationship based on reciprocity, respect, trust, loyalty, passion, and love. If you get clear on what your soul really wants, maybe you want to help people on a deeper level instead of working in that that job that you were in. It doesn't mean that you have to cut it off right then and there, but you raise your vibrations when you're in that energy, right? And it can be difficult to do. It can be difficult to put a smile on your face, even though things around you are feeling chaotic, but you may be that person that shifts. You may be that trailblazer that helps shift that energy. When you keep your vibration high, that's when you're able to attract those new opportunities. Now we also have Fox. Think on your feet. Now, whenever I feel the energy of Fox come through, they can be very coy. They can be very sly and cunning. Two words made up in one. But they can be sneaky as well. So there may be a situation that someone snuck around on you, or it could have been a work situation where you felt that people were sneaking things or they were gossiping. But I'm also getting here, this is about you being clever, because Fox can be very clever, and it's about thinking on your feet. Now, there may be an important date coming in here for you, Capricorn. This could be the 27th of March, where a shift happens, and trust your intuition. For others of you, that could be a time where you make a choice on the 27th, but also you may be born on the 2nd, the 7th, the 9th, or you may be 27 years old. But there's going to be some decisions that it's going to be important for you to make a logical choice, but also make sure that you drop down to that heart center. The head and the heart can be allies. They can be best friends where they can meet and navigate and work together in this lifetime. That's why we have these beautiful minds for expansion and growth, and for us to be flexible and adaptable. But of course, let your heart lead the way. Next we have here warrior woman. Beautiful. Now it doesn't matter if you are a female or male. Some of you may be male working with female, or that receptive energy as well. And this says here, have you answered your deepest calling? Capricorn, what is it that your soul really wants? Get clear on that, because you have here your calling. I'm getting that judgment energy as well. This is about changing your life for the better. So whatever you are deciding to do, whatever changes and shifts that are happening for you in the month of March, you're heading towards this path of abundance. You are heading towards your calling, your destiny. Just say yes. Beautiful. It says, just say yes. I love this. And you have here this energy of, they're giving me protection, strength, and power. Protection, strength, and power. And that came through for another reading as well. Maybe it was Taurus, possibly, if you have Taurus placements, or even Gemini. But this is about saying yes to this new path, this new direction, saying yes to new opportunities that are showing up in your world. Now, last but not least, Capricorn, you have the never-ending story. It's card 37. Some of you may be 37 years old, have a birthday on the 3rd, the 7th, or even that 10th. All right, what we have here is self-criticism, the wounded ego, or unnecessary dramas. There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, or that you must not go there. You should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, and it wants to protect you, and it needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you, Capricorn. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. Ooh, I don't know about you, Capricorn, but I just got full on body goosebumps. Okay, so when it comes to love, sometimes our heart enters into a contract with another that results in pain, not because of abuse or neglect, but for other more complex reasons. Shame, fear of intimacy, and low self-esteem are the greatest challenges to the success of a relationship. Consider how valuable this knowledge is. However, right now you have an opportunity for healing, but you must reflect on the stories you weave about love and connection, abandonment, rejection, and loneliness. Not only do you need to begin a new story, you need to forgive yourself from telling yourself the old ones. Have compassion for the part of you that believes all those narratives. None of them were ever true. Really powerful. I'm going to read to you. Oh my goodness. They're showing me what's inside this and I'm seeing it now. It says yes. It says yes. And that's what I'm seeing most importantly here in that heart. I don't know if you can see that there. It might be a little blurry. But the only thing that they were highlighting in my mind's eye was yes. And it says yes on top, yes on bottom, and no on the sides. And when we just looked into this reading, it says yes, just say yes. So this is a beautiful synchronicity here showing up for you. Now, for some of you that are really struggling with this Three of Swords, if you're struggling and it's been difficult to be adaptable, it's been difficult to go with the flow because of some sort of pain, this may be for you. This is a time to avoid drama at all costs, especially when it comes to other people's stuff. Your sensitivity is on overload these days, and you are best served by keeping your distance. Your mantra today, which is one of my favorite mantras, not my circus, not my monkeys. All this drama will pass and you will carry on unscathed and blameless. Remember what I said earlier about you being maybe in that job or that relationship where it may feel difficult, it may feel heavy, but this is about you stepping in your own energy vortex. This is about you remaining in that high frequency and not succumbing to what's going on around you, because then that lowers your vibe. You don't want to lower your vibe, Capricorn. You're doing beautiful on your path, on your journey, regardless of how challenging and difficult it's been. This is all part of this divine plan, but you're heading towards a brand new beginning here, and you have this choice within you. Follow your intuition, follow your heart, and think on your feet. Things are going to change for you for the better. I hope this resonates, Capricorn. If so, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button. I know this was a very intense reading. It's not going to resonate for each and every one of you, but if it does, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It does help get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. If you have not been getting the notifications, please do unsub and then hit that subscribe button again. Sometimes YouTube has some funny things happen where it doesn't send out the notifications. So if you're not getting them, you may want to do that. And again, if you're interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both those links below. Thanks so much for tuning in, Capricorn. Lots of love.